softball, then you are going to love the Fastpitch TV show. We're bringing you more interviews, more videos, and more product reviews than anyone else on the planet. Sit back and get ready. Here's the Fastpitch TV show.
Hello and welcome to the Fastpitch TV show. Now, if you found our show on Facebook, YouTube, or another video sharing site, please check out our website, fastpitch.tv. It's the place to find all of our softball channels and our softball blogs. At this time, I think there are maybe 7 channels and 8 blogs at fastpitch.tv. And all of these blogs and video channels are dedicated to Fastpitch softball. So if you've not been to the new Fastpitch TV website in a while, you really need to stop by and take a look at what we're doing over there. Now, last year, I went to the National Coaches Clinics, which is run by former Olympian Christy Ambrosi. You can visit the website for it at nationalcoachesclinics.com. It was a great clinic, I really do have to say, with a lot of great speakers. Now, one of the speakers was former Olympian Leah Amico. Now, this week, I'm bringing you part 1 of a clinic Leah put on about base running. Now, I must apologize to you in advance for the quality of this video. I just bought a brand new camera, and I didn't have the lighting set properly. And I don't have many clinics on base running, so I thought it was worth sharing this, even though the quality wasn't up to par. But I think you'll see how it does. I think it's still worth watching. And I'll bring you part 1 of the clinic right after this word from our sponsor.
Do you need a softball bat? Do you want to save $30? SoftballJunk.com is offering an additional $30 discount off the price of all non-sale softball bats on their website. That's right, $30. So the next time you buy a bat, go to softballjunk.com and enter the code FPTV30 during checkout. And wham! You just put a cool $30 in your pocket.
We might not be the quickest, but if we make good choices, if we can learn to get good jumps, which is a big part of running, base running, and make good choices and read different things, then we can become much more successful. We always got to be thinking ahead of the game, okay? We want to be thinking ahead of the game. So, running mechanics. Arm swing. Everybody up real quick. I'm gonna get you guys. Blood flowing a little bit. Yeah, scoot back a little bit. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and get arm and leg up. Opposite arm, opposite leg, so whatever one. And then you're gonna switch. 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 And I want you to feel right now in your shoulder, like if I'm doing this, and I'm doing it the right way, I can literally feel like when I go back, yeah, keep going, I'll kind of talk through it, but I can feel when that back one is going back, that I can feel the stress on that, and here's the other thing, real quick, relax for a second, like runners, because they would have runners, they would have people work with us that knew how track athletes that are the best runners that there are successful. Are you getting ready to run, right? So you're like, yes, let's go, let's warm up, okay? Okay, and what they would do is a lot of times they would say like it's almost like they had a chip in your hand, like you know how like fragile a chip is, right? And that's kind of how loose their hands would be when they're running. Okay, so the idea, and so you know how sometimes as athletes we're swinging and we start to try harder and try to force it more. We don't realize a lot of times that ends up making us totally slower. We want to stay loose and relaxed. So everybody right now, let's do it again. And you can kind of bend your hands, but I want you to think about how loose they are right now. Okay, so nice and relaxed. So opposite leg up, switch, 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 switch. Okay, very nice, good. Now, if I were to have you guys, we don't have a space in here, I'd love to get you on a field right now, but if we were gonna do that, we would focus, and the reason, again, in high school, for me, it was when people started pointing out for me, hey, you really need to think about a little bit more cheek to cheek. We've all heard that kind of from little ages, but do we really do that? Because that makes a difference, and the thing is the more we can use our arms the right way, the quicker we actually run. Then it becomes a turnover, okay, with our feet. You see how that's Natasha Watley. Do you guys know who she is? Yeah, one of like the fastest ever, like best players, like she's playing Japan right now, going for championships. She's just amazing. But you can see like the power in her, in that leg drive. And that's what happens when you're leading off of that base. You're actually gonna start with a little bit of that lead and you're gonna get up a little bit higher, but you're that push in that leg drive. So everybody, now we're gonna do this. Here's what we're gonna do. Opposite arm, opposite leg up. Now watch what we're gonna do this time. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna hit the ground and we're gonna come right back up. Okay, so go. Down, down. And you're gonna kind of scrape against it. It's kind of like a little cycle. Okay, ready to go. Good. Up. Now get your toe up. Don't keep it like this. Okay, get your toe up. Go. Go. You can move your arm if you want with it. Move your arm. Good. Again. Okay. Are they getting tired? Yeah. Getting muscles here today. Okay. Okay, now opposite leg. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go through that cycle again on this leg. Ready? Go. Touch it and come up. Cycle and up. Oh yeah, I got to use my leg, use my arm. What'd you say?
Because you look like a cat in a litter box.
Okay, ready? Go. You can even use your arm. Down and up. Down and up. And they would literally put us on the wall. And here's what I would do. I come to the wall, like the fence or whatever, like before a game. And we would literally come here, and that's what we would do. We just do these rotations. I don't remember the name of them, but we do these like circular rotations. And the whole idea was that when our leg movement had leg drive. See, for me, for a long time, when I hit that ball and I'm running, like I'm just trying to get there, and I'm like, I like have really long strides. But then once I started to you gotta play smarter as you get older, and I want to be the best that I can in the world, and I'm competing against the best in the world. So whatever I can do to become a little bit quicker, and that became, if I can get you girls to remember and think about this, as many turnovers as I can get, I want to push hard into the ground. So we weren't doing that on this, but we're feeling that circular movement, but I want to push hard into that ground and then push and keep turning it over. Okay? All right, you can sit back in your seat first. Okay? And so that leg drive is huge. Here's another thing real quick, I'll just say, these are just some basics, but it was the coolest thing. One time I was working out in the field when I was doing some of my workouts for the USA team. Okay, I'm just gonna sorry. And someone would come up to me and say, "Oh, are you a track athlete?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm so glad you're a fast runner." And this person just asked me if I ran track, but it showed that all this time I was putting in. And girls, if you can just take this away, we're on that field, we're worrying about fielding and hitting, there's so many other things. But man, if we can get a step quicker, if we can find these little things, this is what the best athletes do. At every level, the best athletes that are out there, we will take the little things and try to say, okay, I'm gonna work on that. And you all can do that kind of thing. So I would say, here's the deal. When you're running and you've been doing your warm-up jogs, but then when you're running and they say, I don't know, how many of you have to do any base running for conditioning ever? Or maybe just singles, doubles, do they ever do that? You guys triples, running? So these are things that you have to do the running anyways. So now I'm gonna literally have that focus when I'm running, that I'm gonna try to stay cheek to cheek, and I'm gonna think about turnover. Because for me, that was a big change. I'd reach out too far, and then I'd let my legs get all the way behind me before picking it up again. As opposed to now being here, picking it up again here, basically, I can't run right here, but to show you how that quick. And your runners that run well, that's what they do very well, okay? That's what they do very, very well. They pick that up and they get going, okay? So those are just some basics of actual running. Okay, getting out of the box is that next thing. So I just want to make a point of, we'll do that. So getting out of the box, so making that contact, obviously we want to finish our swing. I was a lefty, so how many lefties in here? Okay, just you. You're the quick one, that's right. Okay, so you righties, obviously you want to finish your swing, and then you're going to push off with that. And as lefties, sometimes, I don't know, I didn't think of a lot until our coaches would start, and I'll talk to your coaches about this a little bit, but start maybe just one practice for 10 minutes. They're going to time us basically from our, as soon as we make contact, then how long it takes us. And that made me think when we were doing that, even with the slapping, because I'm a lefty, so I would do some slapping. But all of a sudden, when they start timing, I still want to finish my swing, okay? So you want to make sure you don't stop your swing just to start running, but you want to finish that swing and then being able to then just drive. And I think the biggest thing that I started to apply on that getting out of the box was that when I, again, got to this point of I want to be the best that I can be, then my goal was hitting that ball and thinking explode on that. For me, it's a crossover. Righties, you're going to be going straight. So thinking about that. This is something, if you're scrimmaging your own team, or if you're playing friendlies, that is the time to work on all this stuff. And so here's the thing. We obviously got the game going on, and we got to think of our situational things, but you can go up to the plate and be like, okay, on this one right here, I'm going to really work on exploding out of the box. That very first step. Okay, I don't have it on this worksheet or up here, but the next thing is when you're running to first base. Some of these things, ladies, here's what I'm gonna say. Some of this stuff is very basic, it's simple, but I will tell you that if I go out and watch a game, and I have gone out to college practices before, from very, very good college teams, or I could be watching a game in general, okay? It doesn't matter what level. And I will look, and what I'm gonna say right now on hitting how many of you know hit the front of the bag? How many of you hit the front of the bag 95% of the time and above? You know that you do. Okay, good. You know that you do? Good. Okay? Here's the thing. Until that becomes, there is no other option. Now, why do you do that? Has the coach told you and made sure? Yeah. Okay, and made a big deal about it? Okay, that's what happened. That's what happened for me. And here's what I started to notice. When that became a big thing to me and I was doing it, I noticed all those people that didn't do it. But not because they aren't trying, but because it's not the most important thing to them. And here's the other thing, and I don't know if you girls have experienced this, but when you're running at first base, and when you know you're gonna hit first base, the first number of times you probably have to stutter, maybe a little bit stutter step. And when I say front of the bag, if I'm going to first base and this is the bag, I'm talking, I will be here, or I will be here, and I probably say 99% of the time. I don't know, I mean, maybe even 100, but I'm not gonna go there, but 99% of the time I would say that this is how my foot hit the bag. Because, and I didn't have to stutter step anymore. You guys got it down where you don't have to stutter step anymore? Because once you do it and it becomes part of how you do it, here's what I'll say, the rest of us, we don't know where we hit the bag. We try sometimes and we'll hit the front of the bag. You might have heard that before, and okay, I focused on that this time. But then, you know, you get busy and you're trying to just beat it out and you don't know where your foot lands. Watch, go out to your next practice. And if you girls are running bases, I want you to watch all those players and see where everybody hits it. Because I promise you, most people hit it at all different spots and every single time it's changed. But if I can get to that level of perfectionist is what I'm trying to do. No one's perfect, but we're gonna be as good as we possibly can. Well, I'm gonna make sure of the little things. And that is one thing that's not that big of a deal. But when it's a close game, and when you get that play and it's bang, bang, I was first base, I knew those close plays, that if someone's hitting the back of the bag and someone's hitting the front of the bag, makes all the difference. Tie goes the runner, right? But if it's the back of the bag, and you watch baseball players. Watch baseball, they're over now, but watch baseball players next time they come on and see. Watch guys in high school, see what they do. So I'm telling you, these are the ways the minds of the best players think. Okay? It's this kind of stuff. Little, but a big deal in the long run. Okay? Makes the little things make a big difference. So challenge all of you, write that every time, and not just front of the bag. Oh, my toe hit it, I think. But front of the bag, half on, half off. And you will get to a point where every single time your foot will hit that spot and you will not even, I never stuttered stepped anymore. Every single time, that's how I learned it, okay? If I had a field, I'd just run you through it and do it. Like I said, I've watched great colleges and those girls, some of them missed. Here we are, yeah, it's just practice. But they missed the bag all together. So make it a big, big deal, okay?
Have you heard about the great softball coaches clinic that Fastpitch TV is hosting? They have a great lineup of speakers, including softball pitching great Kat Osterman. See all the speakers at www.fastpitch.tv/clinic. I'm sure this clinic's gonna sell out quick, so get your ticket today.
Well, I hope you enjoyed part 1 of Leah's clinic. Now, next week I'll bring you part 2, but now it's time for something I do every week. It's time for the Win Some Softball Stuff contest.
The Win Some Softball Stuff competition. And all you softball fans better listen. Since you're listening to the show, you should comment on this video. The Win Some Softball Stuff competition.
Now, this week I'm announcing the winner of the contest for the 2012 Frenzy 4.0 Fast Pitch Bat from Mizuno Sports. Visit their website where you can see the bat, and that's at MizunoUSA.com. The winner is Chris Pilza. Chris, you have 60 days to send me your mailing address and what size Frenzy 4.0 bat you want me to ship to you. Now, if you have an iPhone, an iPad, or an Android phone, you need to get the Fast Pitch TV show app today. Just go to your phone's app store, search softball, and you'll find it, I promise you. Like I said, don't forget to check out all of our softball channels and blogs at fastpitch.tv. Well, that's all for today. Until next week, Gary Leland saying thanks for watching.
This show is a member of the Fastpitch TV network.